Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 2 review. Let's get right into this. The first thing, before we talk about like the actual the contents of the episode was titled "A Man is Only as Good as His Bird," and I should have known going into this is about Peacemaker and Eagly. But man, my brain was just turned off, and I started thinking about like what bird? I started thinking about like other types of birds, like the first type of bird, like the ones you see every day, those type that are like kind of chilling, like the small type ones, and it's kind of funny because obviously it's talking about the main one is Peacemaker and Chris Peacemaker and Eagly, which we see in this episode. Eagly clutches up for Chris. That's a W. Eagly's aura farming. That was a big moment for him. That might be my favorite moment. And then another thing, I'm trying to remember the other one. A man is only as good as his bird. Oh, damn, did I just forget the second meaning? I might have. But obviously, there's other kind of like, I guess, thing that loses title, which is we know that agent that they got sent, or that Rick Flag Sr. got sent to pretty much just surveil John. What was his name? It was like Fleury or something. That A.R.G.U.S agent. I think it was Fleury, probably. I may be wrong, but him. Man, what a character! What a great character! He was hilarious, cracking me up. And I swear I've seen this actor from somewhere else. I just can't put my finger on where exactly, but man, he was just goated this episode. What a great character, honestly. Like just hella funny. Like this episode compared to the first episode, the main difference I noticed is that this one was more, I guess, in the going back to like the comedic tone. This one I thought this one was way funnier to me, to be honest, than the first episode. The first one I thought was more serious and stuff. Still, it's moments of humor, but this one I felt was more funny. And this one's more funny and a bit like less serious. So, yeah. But still, I know people also thought this might have been a filler episode because it sets up things, or just even, I don't know, some people might think it's like a side story episode. To me, it doesn't. I don't know. To me, I feel like it held its own. It was obviously, I enjoyed it quite a bit. I found it very interesting. But again, I feel like the stuff that happened in the episode, it does move the plot forward, in my opinion. Does it, like, people might think or might argue that it doesn't move it forward as much as compared to episode 1, or just, I don't know, not as much as they expect for an episode, especially since it's 8 episodes. But then again, like, I don't know, I think it does the job. I don't see it being like a filler episode in any type of way, even when, like, compared to some other series. Man, this is a really good episode. I don't see it as filler. I think that's significance, that has value to it towards the story. So yeah, that's my opinion. Anyways, you can disagree. It's all good. This episode's fun. This episode's very fun. Obviously, the episode kicks off with Rick Flag Sr., and I want to see more Frank Grillo as Rick Flag Sr. in this season. Obviously, in episode 1, we saw him a little bit, but I want to see him way more, like, kind of focus on him. And the episode opens up literally with him, and he's talking to John. John's spooked because we found Rick Flag Sr. He wants the files, rightfully so. As soon as he becomes the director of A.R.G.U.S, he now has all the power to literally access whatever he wants, do whatever he wants, essentially, because the whole thing that happened with Waller from season 1 connects to that. He's now taking charge for her, so he wants to see the files for his son, of course, and that, rightfully so. But the problem is that John knows. He's like, oh no, this Peacemaker's about to get exposed, and obviously he's friends with him, right? They're all in the crew together. So like, there's a conflict of interest there, which is what makes it interesting. And John knows that, oh man, if I get this to him, he's gonna go after Peacemaker. It's gonna be raps for him. But he has to. This is his job. This is his livelihood. He has no choice, so he has to. And man, when Rick Flag Sr. he gets the file, he was probably prepared for it, and but yeah. Anyways, when he read it, he's like, bro, he couldn't handle it. There's a lot to handle. There's a lot to deal with. But I don't know, I just thought it was very interesting because then, let me just skim through here. You might hear this, but yeah, we see even like flashbacks, also reference season 1, which is expected. But then we even get clips. They show clips of obviously the events from the Suicide Squad movie, of obviously what Peacemaker does. I don't even need to say it. Yeah. How Peacemaker kills him. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. And yeah, it all makes sense. It just shows why Rick Flag Sr. he's gonna have a vendetta out against for Peacemaker. But so we pretty much kind of like get more context as to why Rick Flag Sr. is doing what he's doing, but we already knew it. Like if you've already seen Suicide Squad, yeah, like it makes sense already. But like I guess for context for people who didn't, because technically that movie was made in the DCEU, so can't really expect the new people who are probably watching, who probably just got introduced, maybe just got into DC, like DCU is like new to them or whatever. They're not really familiar with anything. So for them, this is pretty good, but it's tied in perfectly. Like, yeah, so like the way yeah, this is perfect because compare like the ending of season 1, and then this is the way he like James Gunn's following through with it, with just having Rick Flag Sr. I don't know, I just think it's perfect. Okay, that's what I'm trying. It's very well done. And then it turns, man. You see Rick Flag Sr. at the end, right before the intro rolls, just aura farming, bro. He's just like, I don't know. That was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. And then the intro's hitting harder. I did say in my previous review from episode 1. I'm like, man, I don't know if this is I don't know about the intro. I'm like, it might grow on me, but as of right now, I don't like. I still think the season 1 intro is better, but obviously, it's because the tone of the season different, more emotional and stuff. And I kind of got it. I kind of understood it more this episode. So it was working for me way more. It was just, I don't know. I feel like it was a perfect, yeah, it was just perfect. The way that episode opened, and then having the intro right after that, it worked perfect. And then after that, the intro, of course, we see, we go back to Chris, and he's trying to deal with this, the events that occurred at the end of season 2, episode 1, which is how Chris, he just eliminates his variant, his multi-dimensional self. If you remember that, if you've seen the first episode, which I'm guessing you have, of course. And yeah, it just pretty much picks up from there. And then Chris is just trying to hide the body, kind of wrap it up and hide it under like this, I guess, desk per se, whatever you want to call it. And he keeps on, and there's like a little gag bit of him just coming out, just rolling out each time. And then he's just getting, Peacemaker's getting pissed. He's like, God damn, man. Just like frustrated, of course. But that was a good bit. I did see it coming, but I'm like, you know what? It was still pretty funny to me. And then, yeah, after that, we see, let me see here. After that, we obviously see Peacemaker just trying to clean up because he's literally just littered in blood. Like tons of blood. And then obviously we see a bit more of Adebayo and what's going on in her personal life, because we know that her personal life is not going that well, just like a lot of the people, a lot of the crew. Their personal life's not going well after the ending of season 1. How Adebayo literally just outed Waller, and then everyone, especially her, she has to deal with the consequences of that, because Waller's still just blackballing. She has power still, so she's able to blackball, just make their lives worse, even though she's not in charge still. So yeah, it's kind of showing that also how just people's like other stuff in their personal lives, like so how their lives are just kind of going downhill at this moment. And one of them was Adebayo. She, I guess her love life, right? It's not going well. It's not going well. And then she just goes into her, I guess at this point, her ex's apartment. And also her dogs are there, and then she's just trying to grab something. She's just trying to grab something for the day. And then, obviously she doesn't know that they've technically broken up. So, yeah, this is cool, expanding on this more. And then we see a bit after this, let me see here. What do we see after this? And then we see more of Amelia just following up on what happened in episode 1, where she has a big bar fight, that was excellent. That was great choreography there. I really enjoyed that fight sequence. But we see her, she is also at the store, and I guess she's trying to get, like, whatever, like, what is it? Like, makeup to pretty much hide, like, I guess the marks of bruisings from the fight. And then I had a feeling here, I'm like, is this gonna go where I think it is? And I know you're probably like, damn, this guy's laughing at this, bro. I'm not laughing at that. I'm just laughing at that, bro. I knew the bit that was about to happen. Okay, like chill. Okay, I knew the bit that was about to happen. I'm like, they're about to have this bit, aren't they? And yeah, it's exactly what happened, bro. Me and James Gunn, we're on the same wavelength right here on this. Bro, this guy James Gunn, bro, he's a secret troll. Okay, I don't know if people don't know this by now. Okay, they should. This guy James Gunn, he's a devious troll, and we have a whole bit about we just have a whole bit about the bruising, to say the least, which was I thought it was honestly I thought it was funny. Okay, I thought it was funny. Okay, if you watch the episode, you get what I'm saying. If you don't, it's gonna sound crazy, and it's not supposed to be meant like that. But you get what I'm saying. If you watch the episode, you get what I'm saying. And then she freaks out because she's like, bro, that's all. You know when people are saying, oh man, like you're telling them, no, this isn't what happened, and like they don't believe you or like leave you alone. It was that type of thing. So I totally understood. Very, very like relatable in terms of the concept. Obviously, and then we see that, and then everyone's looking at her, bro, and then it's kind of proves. I guess this is kind of like a moment where it proves like, damn, her life right now, because she got blackballed. She can't even get a job. So it's just showing like, I don't know, just kind of the way society's treating her when she's at her lowest. Like she's out to look crazy, essentially. I don't know. But then, as she's leaving, the camera kind of zooms in on the hiring sign, just alluding back to how Waller blackballed her from getting literally any job, essentially, especially like an agency job. And then we see John. He's in his van, just camping out of Peacemaker's crib, because that's a task. Rick Flag Sr. literally put him on that ever since he found out, as we saw in the beginning, because he found out, because he saw the file. Essentially, that's why. So, and then we see the new character, bro. We see him. If you saw, in episode 1, we see Rick Flag Sr. He's like, I'm gonna put another agent on this because I don't trust John. So like John's gonna get backdoor. That's what's happening. But besides the point, we see him, and I forget the agent's name. I think it was Fleury, or maybe he's talking about someone else. I think his name is Fleury. I might be wrong, but man, like I said, this actor did a great job. He honestly, I think he stole the show. Honestly, that's how good he was. It was an elite performance from him. He was hilarious, and even for the post credit scene where they choose like the kind of like the bloopers type thing. Man, I was hoping they pick a moment from between John and Fleury, and they did. That was a great moment. That was one of my favorite moments of the episode, man. The delivery there, oh my god. But anyways, the agent's breaking in. Or at least that's what John thinks. He thinks it's some stranger, but he's just like, And then there's kind of a bit there about, damn, man, you're just like, come on, I need like a warning. John's like that. I need a warning about that. And the guy's like, nah. Man, just such a troll. Like the chemistry between John and the agent, who I think his name is Fleury, just great here. Great. Every time they had a scene in this episode, I'm like, this is it. And then we go back to Peacemaker, and we see him just making coffee, whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. And then I'm like, oh no, man. James Gunn, this guy, bro. I thought he said the first episode was gonna be like just the only one like this, bro. And then we still see more of the stuff from episode 1 with the freaky odd type stuff. We're seeing kind of like continuation of that there. I kind of wish we didn't. But it is what it is. Thankfully, it's not nearly as much as the first episode, and not as extreme. So that's good. It didn't yet. But bro, it was a troll type thing because obviously the one guy asked me to make coffee. I'm like, what the hell? And then we had like later in the episode when we see Vigilante Adrian come in. He's like helping us Peacemaker to clean up the body and stuff, dismantle it, kind of like Dexter style. But as he comes in, he sees that everyone's there. And then as they're talking later on, like a minute later, like as they're in the kitchen, you see the door frame. And it also isn't a door, it's like a doorway, but you can see like in between them they're talking. And in between is the door frame. You just see everyone there as they're, as they're packing up whatever, getting ready to leave. And I'm like, bro, this is the most troll type thing I've seen. I'm like, what is this? Like, honestly, what is this, bro? But then, like I said, John and the agent, the A.R.G.U.S agent, they're just, bro, they're surveilling. And John's in a tough situation because he kind of has to play it. He has to play it like cool and stuff to keep the shot, but also he's trying to protect Peacemaker at the same time. But there's only so much you can do, and eventually it's gonna catch up to him. They're gonna catch on, and Rick Flag Sr. already doesn't really trust him. And once they find out that he's technically helping Peacemaker, because he's giving the details out about the case, whatever you want to call it. it's gonna end bad for him. And that's what I guess. This is one of the most. I feel like this is the underrated part. This is really interesting stuff here. And then we see more of like, yeah. And then we see obviously Peacemaker and A.R.G.U.S there, and then she's pretty much telling him like, yo, this is what's going on. Like, just so you know, this is what's going on. And then he's like, damn it, man. God damn, I should have knew. And then yeah, just bro, more stuff back and forth between John and Fleury. And then Peacemaker showing the video to A.R.G.U.S about the whole quantum room. And yeah, that's probably like, obviously that's the reason why they're after him. A.R.G.U.S is, or well, they're gonna try to pin that on him, right? Yeah, they're just trying to get him. Okay, Rick Flag Sr. He's committed to just get him, like pinning, I guess, Peacemaker for anything, just because. Well, not just because, but you get what I mean. He just wants to get anything on him so he can rightfully just get him locked up again. And we see A.R.G.U.S. She wanted to know what's going on, but yeah, that's besides the point. And then we see Vigilante eventually show up. And then, like I said, the whole scene happens, which is, yeah, pretty insane to say the least. Bro, I can't believe, bro. As I'm skimming through this episode right now with you guys, yeah, bro, this is crazy. And then the agent gets a call from, I forget her name. Bro, she works for Rick Flag Sr. anyways. She's like Rick Flag Sr. like right hand man essentially, but she's like calling the agent that's working with John and just saying like, yo, don't tell him this. First, this is where things got kind of serious, bro. This is where things got kind of serious because John's gonna get burned. He doesn't even know. It's actually sad. I feel bad for him. He doesn't know what's going on. They're keeping stuff from him. They don't trust him. That's what it is. They don't trust him. They're just trying to, they don't trust him. They especially Rick Flag Sr. He doesn't trust him. Long story short, but they're getting like a team sent out there of agents for when Peacemaker leaves for the party with the whole crew, and then they're gonna try to just scan the house, whatever, search it for the quantum room, pretty much the signs of like what's called extraterrestrial stuff. And then also you see Peacemaker and Adrian, they're just cleaning up the body. They find the body first, they're looking at it, and then they get all their tools out like Dexter style. I'm like, damn, this is about to be the most ghetto type Dexter thing here. Like this, the most good, like goofy type way ever. And then they start, bro. Peacemaker, you could tell he didn't want to do it, obviously, but he had to. And then meanwhile, you got Vigilante who's just like smiling about it, bro. He's like so excited to do this. And also, there's a little bit of a bit or like a joke beforehand when they're when the two of them are talking in between like the door frame, where he's like, bro, why didn't you invite me to this? And then and then Peacemaker's like, no, he's like, you're not. Yeah, he's like, I didn't know you were into this, and plus it was like a spur of the moment type thing. And then Vigilante's like, yeah, no, I'm not into this, but just like, I like bonding with my friends, bro. The actor that plays Vigilante is goated. Is goated. Like he just has it down perfectly. Bro, such a good casting, honestly. It's a top tier casting in my opinion. So good. And then he's just having fun cleaning up the blood splatter after just cutting off the limbs. And then there's literally like Peacemaker just dropping the head of himself, his variant self, and then he has to pick it up, and it's just, bro, it's weird. And then he picks up the phone because he drops the guy's phone, and I guess he didn't even know he has the phone on him until then, and that plays a part later on in the episode. But yeah, besides the point, then he eventually burns the limbs of his variant, and then we see the alien again, bro. I forget his name, but we see the alien, and then there's another bit here that continues from episode 1. Right, bro, he's just getting pissed off at this guy, bro. This guy's just rude. He doesn't say hi back every single time. And then the guy just goes, or the alien just gets like spooked and he goes back. And then you see him, I don't know what he was about to burn, but it was something. And then, yeah, you see Peacemaker, he's going on the phone at night. He's kind of like just curious and also like depressed. And then he's going through the pictures and he seeing more stuff about how that variant Peacemaker, he had a relationship with Amelia, and if you connect to like our Peacemaker, he is like, I guess he's been trying to do that, but yeah, he's still working towards that, to say the least. And yeah, man, he feels guilty because he literally just eliminated him too, right? And he's like, damn. And then he goes back. He goes, bro, he goes back. He literally goes back. We see him literally go back. He's like looking at the door. He wants to go back to the other, like, reality, other dimension. And then we see, like, there's a whole bunch of scenes of the agents getting ready, the various agents. There's like 4 of them. And their chemistry, this might have been honestly, this is the best moment. This is the best moment of the episode. This, from the moment we see the agents and then them, like, all together in the van, and then seeing them leave and going and, like, infiltrating the house and stuff. And then seeing the best part, Eagly, goated. Yeah, like I said, we see the agents, like, preparing at their wherever individually, and then they all, get together in the van. And then, we see the A.R.G.U.S agent. That's with John. He's in charge of this. Okay, that's the instructions he got. Okay, from the top down. And he has to tell him, bro, like, and then also, I guess another bit here. I know going all over the place, but there's another bit here where this A.R.G.U.S agent, he's literally like, he's literally talking about how he's like bird blind. He has like a blindness for, like, birds. He can't really tell the difference. They all look the same to him. And this plays into the episode. It was very funny bit as it is when he was talking to him about John. Because there was foreshadowing, because he literally, Eagly, saw him, Eagly, when A.R.G.U.S was there, because Eagly came out. And then it was foreshadowing, perfect foreshadowing. That's what I'm going to say. And anyways, see Peacemaker leave, and then these agents are like, yo, let's go in now. But then the new A.R.G.U.S agent is like, nah, we're not. No, you can't. Because you never know if he left a housewarming gift or, like, that gag there, which is good. Anyways, that's the point. They finally go in. But then we see Amelia getting ready and stuff. And John's waiting. He's like, yo, what's taking so long? And then he kind of looks like a creep, because he's like peeping through the thing. And then as soon as he starts peeping through, she opens the door. So yeah, just another good, I don't say the word bit, but man, this episode was just littered with, like, good jokes. And then she first closed the door. It just shows how she just doesn't give a damn anymore. And it just really goes to show that, like, you can't even give a damn about, like, closing and locking the door. So, like, even small, like, this episode, a lot of, like, subtle details. Like, I'm missing them, because I'm kind of, like, just trying to talk about everything here, so can't get all the details down. But they finally, the whole gang, the whole crew, finally all meeting up again, all of them. And John, poor John, man, he doesn't know about the other meetups. Poor John. Yeah, they all finally meet up, man. It's hype. Vigilante Adrian, he's bringing the hype there. He's bringing, he's just turning everyone up, to say the least. Especially, like, the bit where he's throwing the beer to John, and then he just keeps on dropping it or overthrowing it, bro. He just can't catch. And then Mila's like, just handed it to him, like, pass it to him. So that was good. And then we see Peacemaker and A.R.G.U.S come there, and everyone's having a good time, to say the least. Everyone's having a good time. And then you see like I said, then we go back to the agents. They're all infiltrating. They're all getting their assignments. You'll go in here, and then that's what they're doing. And then everything's going fine. The one guy's, like, scanning with the equipment he has. Whatever, they're talking. These goons. And then the guy that's scanning, he finally finds like the quantum realm, like, room or door, whatever you want to call it. And then he sees, like, the energy just, like, scanning, and you see, like, the pulse and the energy pulse of, like, the quantum room, like, it's showing, like, it's another, like, dimensional, like, stuff. And he's like, oh shoot, we found it. And I'm like, bro, how's it gonna work now? This is, bro, like, Peacemaker's gonna be screwed if this gets out. He's gonna be screwed, because they're gonna pin him on, or they're gonna pin this on him. And then guess what? We get the Goat Eagly. The Goat Eagly comes in, because he didn't leave with Chris. He was, he stayed home. The Goat Eagly literally comes in and just starts demolishing every single one of the agents, bro. No one's left behind. Okay, all of them are spooked. All of them are running around. There's a huge mess there, showing that, like, something went down, that people were breaking into the house. Okay, and Eagly's going crazy, literally, like, pecking on all of them. Pause. Literally going crazy on all of them, like, ripping their face apart, making them bleed. Going absolutely crazy, just aura farming, and then literally, like eating their skin and stuff. Like, bro, it's crazy. You see the bit where, bro, like, it's insane. You literally see the one frame where I think it has, like, the moon in the background, but Eagly's aura farming. If you know that frame I'm talking about, oh my god, that was goated. And then you have, the new A.R.G.U.S agent. He's like remember, bro, they play back on the joke about his blindness for birds. And then there's another, bro, this is even more funnier now because it paid off from, the beginning of the episode. Then we go back to the whole crew. Everyone's celebrating and stuff. Everyone's getting hype. And then we're seeing, because we know there's something going on between Peacemaker and Amelia. So they're kind of just like, obviously they were hinting in this episode, hinting towards that. But then, they kind of talk here and stuff. But just knowing like the other context of it, you kind of get like the significance of it. And then you see John Autobio talking about just talking about life. And then John's like, yo, my job. So that's still, like, I know it might not seem important right now, but it's definitely going to be important later on in the season, bro. So I don't know what's going to happen to John, but, bro, it can't be good. It can't be good. Okay, bro, he has ops everywhere. He literally has ops everywhere. And then we see, let me see here. And then you see the Argus agents, bro. They finally start waking up. All of them start getting conscious again. And then the new one that's taking charge, that's working with John, bro, they're like, yeah, bro. He's like, what the hell's going on? He's looking around everywhere, goddamn. Like, bro, it's insane what Eagly did. But W. Eagly for protecting. Bro, he was the only one there at that moment for Peacemaker. Eagly's the GOAT. And then we see more of Peacemaker and Amelia. And then it's going well, but then the conversation ends in, not a good way, to say the least. Okay, it ends off pretty rough. And then after that, you see Peacemaker, bro. He's like, goddamn, bro. I just fumbled, essentially. I fumbled the conversation. And then he starts, like, getting drunk. Just getting hammered, bro. He's depressed. He's already, depressed as it is. And now he's even more upset. And he's just kind of drinking to get rid of his problems. At least that's what he thinks. So that's what he's hoping. And then he gets literally drunk. So drunk, he's, like, wobbling when he gets home. He can't even balance himself. He's out of it. He doesn't know what's going on. And then he falls on the ground in the room where Eagly is literally going crazy, which is also the room where they found, obviously, the quantum room is in there too. And that's where everything went down, where Eagly attacked everyone. And he sees the damage, but he doesn't connect the dots. He thinks this is Eagly just kind of doing whatever, just doing Eagly, just normal type stuff. He doesn't think of it with any malice intent or just people trying to break in. He thinks, oh, this is Eagly, this whatever, this is an everyday thing. And then he talks to Eagly, gets Eagly on the bed. And I think Eagly was trying to low-key kind of like convey a message to him, like, yo, this is what happened. But, bro, Peacemaker, he's pissed drunk. He doesn't know what's going on. He's just right now, he's upset. He's just down right now. That's what it is. And then he steals the phone. He steals the phone from the other Peacemaker, and then obviously he recognizes face ID. We saw that earlier in the episode. And again, he goes on again now, and he's drunk. He's in his feels about Amelia, and he knows how it went in the other reality, other dimension. So then he gets on the phone, and it says, hey, but it doesn't deliver because, remember, it's in 2 different dimensions, so it wouldn't send the message, right? And then, yeah, that's about it that we see there. But then he wants to go, bro. That's not enough for him. He's in his field so much that he goes back to the quantum room, whatever you want to call it, and then he goes back to that door, that dimension, right? We see him go back there. That's how down he is. And then he hears, obviously, what was it? I think it was his dad saying, we haven't heard from Chris, and, like, we don't know where he is, like what's going on, essentially. And they're kind of talking about that. And then he's, like, drunk, and it's kind of showing how the world's kind of like, bro, his world's spinning, pretty much. That's what it's showing. And then he gets a message back from Amelia, but from that universe, and just saying, hey, and then the heartbroken emoji. And the message sends, right, because he's in that universe, so obviously he would then send them. And then after that, he's just kind of sitting there chilling, like, yo, bro, what am I going to do now? But it is a pretty insane ending. Like, I know I'm not describing it properly, but man, it's a pretty insane ending, to say the least. And then we get the post-credit scene, which is just, like, kind of like bloopers of a funny moment between John and the A.R.G.U.S agent. So, pretty good episode, in my opinion. I don't know what I'd rate. I'm not going to rate it, but, like, it's very good. Like, very good. That's all I'll say. Except for episode 3. This season is really good. Off to a really good start, man. But that's what I expected from James Gunn. He just doesn't miss. And we know we're in store for a lot of big and fun stuff. So, yeah, let me know what you think down below. What's the episode? Thanks for watching. I'll see you next one. Peace.